A major controversy has erupted in Russia after members of an ice hockey team were jailed for their involvement in a violent brawl with players from the Federal Security Service, FSB, during a match. The incident, which took place in March in Russia's Far East, saw a brutal fight between the Tough Guy team and the FSB's Phantom team, leading to the arrest and detention of several players from the civilian side. The altercation began during the match when tensions flared between an FSB attacker and a defender from the Tough Guy team. What started as a minor skirmish between the two quickly spiraled out of control, as other players from both teams jumped into the fray. Video footage from the game shows all 12 players on the ice becoming involved in the fight, throwing punches and wrestling one another to the ground. In ice hockey, fights are not unusual and are often considered part of the game's rough and tumble nature. Penalties and suspensions typically follow such incidents, with players being sent to the penalty box for a few minutes. However, this particular brawl had far-reaching consequences because of the nature of the opposing team. The FSB, Russia's powerful security agency, seemingly took offense to the way their players were treated during the fight, particularly given the extent to which they were overpowered. According to sources, the FSB team was humiliated on the ice, which led to severe consequences for the opposing side. In an unusual move for a sporting event, the FSB reportedly ordered the immediate arrest of 5 players from the Tough Guy team following the game. The players were charged with hooliganism, a criminal offense under Russian law that carries a maximum sentence of 7 years in prison. This marked an extraordinary escalation of what would usually be treated as a routine disciplinary issue in the sport. The arrests were confirmed by Baza, a Telegram channel with close ties to the Russian security services. In their report, Baza commented that while brawls during hockey matches are common, this particular incident was treated differently due to the involvement of the FSB. A brawl during a hockey match is a common occurrence, and as a rule, guilty hockey players are usually punished with penalty minutes on the bench, the channel noted. But this game was special. Immediately after the competition, 5 Tough Guy players were arrested. To further complicate matters, 2 additional Tough Guy players were detained last week, bringing the total number of detained players to 7. These players were ordered to surrender their passports, indicating that they were considered a flight risk. All 7 players now await trial on hooliganism charges. The decision to arrest the players has sparked widespread debate across Russia. Many sports figures and fans have been left outraged by the drastic response, with some viewing the move as a gross overreach of the FSB's power. Newsbox 24, another popular Russian Telegram channel, criticized the arrests, calling them absurd and noting that the brawl was part of a standard ice hockey game. If you go into the rink against an FSB or police team, should you also prepare to be imprisoned in case you win? A post on the channel asked rhetorically. Reader comments under the Newsbox 24 post echoed this sentiment, with many claiming that the FSB had been humiliated by the outcome of the fight and had responded by ordering the arrests as a way to save face. Some commenters accused the FSB of cowardice, suggesting that the arrest of civilian players was an attempt to retaliate for their team's poor showing during the brawl. However, not all reactions were critical of the FSB. Some voices defended the security services players and condemned the Tough Guy team for their behavior. Yulia Chepalova, a 3-time Olympic cross-country ski champion, expressed her disappointment at the Tough Guy players' conduct. They should be ashamed for brawling with the FSB, she said, implying that the security service team deserved more respect. However, even Chepalova noted that criminal prosecutions may be excessive and suggested that retribution should not be taken to this extreme. The case has sparked wider concerns about the growing influence of the FSB and other state security agencies in Russian society, and how this influence extends beyond politics into the world of sports. Ice hockey is one of the most popular sports in Russia, and fights between players are a common and accepted part of the game. Yet, in this instance, the involvement of a team linked to a powerful government body seems to have transformed the incident into a matter of national importance. The FSB's role in pushing for the arrests has cast a shadow over the case, raising questions about whether the arrests were motivated by genuine concerns about player misconduct or a desire to protect the image of the FSB after their players were outmatched in the brawl. The incident has split public opinion, with some viewing the Tough Guy players as victims of overzealous punishment and others believing that their behavior warranted a stern response. As the players await trial, the controversy continues to dominate discussions in Russia, highlighting the complex and often fraught relationship between sports, politics, and power in the country. For now, the future of the arrested players remains uncertain, and their fate will likely hinge on the outcome of their court proceedings. Meanwhile, the broader implications of this case for Russian hockey and the wider sports community are yet to be fully realized.